Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm thrilled to have many new and returning subscribers watching, commenting, and engaging with me through the channel, through Instagram, and Facebook from all over the world. A great big thank you for choosing to spend a few minutes here and joining me on today's adventure. After watching, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. What is today's date? 23rd? 24th. And what time is it? 5:30 in the morning. Ooh, it's early. This is a place that I've been to before. It's called Sapporo Dake. And I came up here and shot an episode here and wound up turning around and heading back because of a little bit of apprehension and getting lost on the trail. Now, you might recognize this hut here as the thumbnail for that episode. I'll link it up here in the somewhere on either side of me here. My last episode, which has yet to be published, is a two-parter. And the first part is actually going to be published on Tuesday. It's Sunday today. And I have to say that those two episodes, I've captured some of my favorite images that I've ever taken. And so coming out today, there's a little bit of anxiety that I'm not going to be able to live up to that episode. It seemed like every time I turned to a different place, I turned right and there's a shot. I turned to the left and oh wow, there's another shot. I didn't really have to work for it so much. So, yeah, I'm hoping today that I'll capture at least a few images that I like and maybe an image or two that I love. Fingers crossed. Let's get going. If you noticed at the hut, I was flanked by warnings about the higuma, or Hokkaido bear. The advice is to not travel alone, but I was relieved to see in the ledger that most people who visit this trail are by themselves. I latched on my bear bells and headed off into the mountain. I would occasionally clap my hands or sing loudly and badly to scare off not only the bears, but the people too. Before I started this channel, I rarely used my tripod if I wasn't shooting for video. When I started to use it more, it created another bad habit of putting the camera right onto the tripod without moving around to find my shot first. Here I am, trying to do just that. As I was going down the trail, I'm basically following this beautiful little mountain stream up into the mountain here. And I saw that the light was hitting this ridge line over here, and it was starting to highlight some of the trees in the background over here. And I knew that it was only a matter of time before it hit this little stream. There is a series of little waterfalls that are cascading down through the cascading down through the stream here. And there's one little spot that's just bubbling up. I knew that if the light was going to come through, it was going to hit that little bubble, and that could be the focal point of my composition. Now, all around it are some little mossy rocks and a little plant that's sticking up, jutting up over into the edge there. And I used that little plant just right over there. I used that little plant as my focus point. And I threw on my neutral density 6-stop filter to get that really nice long exposure. I'm quite happy with this shot. Nice! First shot of the day in the bag.
I packed up feeling confident and happy with the shot. I was out to explore, and having never been this far along the trail, I had no idea what else I would discover. I was excited about what lay ahead.
I was walking through this stand of pine trees, planted pine trees, so they're all very symmetrically planted in rows. And there was a little branch, one little branch sticking out from the side of the pine trees, and it was capturing the light in this absolutely beautiful way. So I quickly took a shot, and it's gone now. So unfortunately, I'm not able to talk you through the composition and the exposure. I went handheld. I bumped the ISO up really high because it's pretty dark in here. So if it's any good, you'll get to see it. If it's not any good, you won't even know this happened.
Yeah, so I forgot to turn on my lav mic. So I was about to have a little deep and meaningful reflection here about how photography and life are similar, with a ratio of good days and great days and bad days. But, you know, it's probably better that I don't blabber on, so yeah, let's just get a move on, shall we?
So here I am at the summit, and the views are spectacular. There's mountains all around. There's not a soul in sight. No bears in sight. I think I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee and think about what I'm going to do next. Now, although this is beautiful, I don't think it's really photographable in what I'm looking for. But I'm gonna have a cup of coffee, have a look around, and see how we go. I've had a walk around and look around, and I don't really see anything that I want to shoot up here. But I've really enjoyed just sitting here and enjoying the view, listening to some music. Every now and then shouting and clapping my hands to make sure that I'm scaring away any animals that are around me. I'm gonna have this coffee, and then I think I'm gonna head back down into the forest again. I was a little disappointed. I thought that I would see a lot more foliage and spring buds popping out on the trees. In Sapporo, that's in full swing already. But just 45 minutes out of the city into the mountain, and I should have figured it's in the mountains. But yeah, there's a leaf behind me that keeps blowing, and when I'm looking in that direction, I gotta turn this music off. Copyright infringement. Cheers. Anyway, there's this leaf behind me, and whenever I'm looking in this direction, I see it kind of waving just in my peripheral vision, and it makes my heart jump every time. It's just a leaf. Just a leaf. This walk back has been ridiculous. Now, when I left this morning, it was about 1 degree, or maybe even below freezing. So that would be about 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. Now it's about 8 degrees and the snow is melting. And the real depth of the snow is starting to show. This is maybe the 4th or 5th time that this has happened. Take a look at this. Do you see that? Up to my knee! Up to my knee! This is ridiculous.
Right, so after my overreaction to my leg breaking through the snow, I stopped several times and tried to make a shot work, only for it to not quite work out in the end. I was getting closer to the car and my options were getting more limited. So I decided that this shot, this time, I had to make it work.
Hey everybody, this is going to be a bit noisy. Here I am. I'm really working for this one. I've been here for about a half an hour. I've climbed up the slope over here. I've gone over here. I've gone under the log. I'm trying to find a composition to make this work. I just want one more shot for today. I hope this is it. So here we go. I'm going to do auto exposure bracketing. I really want to make sure I keep the definition and keep some of this detail in all of the darker areas because the whites are so bright. And so I'm going to go ahead and take the shot. I have it at 1.3 seconds, f14, ISO 100. Here we go.
As I was coming back down the mountain, I was lamenting about not getting any shots of foliage or flowers or really any signs of spring to show for it. Back in Sapporo, I knew of a cherry tree that had fully bloomed. So if you stick around 2 more minutes, I'll take you there.
I am back in Sapporo now, and you can see it is nice and warm and sunny, and behind me here is one of the earliest cherry blossom trees in this area that blooms every year, and I photograph it every year. So today, as a bonus feature, I'm going to shoot one shot for the video as a preview almost of what's coming for the next video as well. So here you go.
So there you go, a little cherry blossom to end the video on. Be sure to join me next time as I take a road trip to the southernmost tip of Hokkaido to photograph what, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful and extraordinary cherry blossom locations in all of Japan. Hit like, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you next time.